Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more. Skills that, my friend, is where the game changes. Let me ask you something. Have you ever worked hard, I mean really hard, and still felt like you weren't getting anywhere, like your wheels were spinning, but your life wasn't moving? You're doing all the right things, but the results just aren't showing up. If that's you, I've got good news. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you're broken, and it's certainly not that you're incapable. No, it's just that no one ever told you about this one habit, one simple discipline, one small change that can 10x your clarity, 10x your productivity, and yes, can tanks your results. Success is predictable. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals, and this habit, it's one of the fundamentals most people ignore. It, the successful ones, they build their life around it. The truth about life, here's the truth: life doesn't respond to how much you know, it responds to how well you think, how well you reflect, and how willing you are to adjust. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's, and guess what they have planned for you? Not much. This habit helps you take the driver's seat, it puts you in control, and that's when things start to multiply. What you'll learn in this series, we're going to go deep, not surface level tips, not hype, real principles, real change. Here's what you'll discover. We introduce the one habit and how it changed my life. We dive into the mirror principle, the power of self-honesty. We teach you to turn experience into wisdom. We unlock how reflection fuels discipline, focus, and results. We bring it all home, teaching you how to design your life with purpose. Each part builds on the last, each message gives you a new tool, and if you stay with me all the way through, you won't be the same person at the end. Final thought before we begin: what's easy to do is also easy not to do. This habit I'm going to teach you, it's easy to do and tragically easy not to, but if you'll commit, if you'll stay consistent, you'll start to attract the kind of life you used to dream about. So let's begin this journey, not just to work harder, but to think deeper, to reflect stronger, to become the person who attracts success not by chance, but by choice. Let me tell you something: you don't need more hours in the day, you don't need more hustle, you don't need another guru shouting, grind harder. What you need is stillness. You need a moment, just a few minutes every day, to stop, to think, to look in the mirror and ask, how did I live today? And most people don't reflect, they don't pause. They don't review, and because they don't review, they don't grow, they don't improve, they repeat the same mistakes again and again. Some people don't do well simply because they don't plan well, and they don't plan well because they don't reflect well. They keep running hoping time will solve their problems, but time doesn't solve anything. Only reflection and correction do. Now let me give you the secret. If there's one habit I could hand you today, just one, it would be the habit of daily reflection. Simple, quiet, intentional. Sit down at the end of each day, turn off the noise, ask yourself questions. What did I do well today? What did I mess up? Who did I serve? Where did I waste time? What should I do differently tomorrow? A life worth living is a life worth recording. And that's what daily reflection does. It records, and it reveals. Now you might say, Jim, what's the big deal? It's just a few minutes at night. Let me tell you why it matters. Because reflection turns experience into wisdom, and wisdom is more valuable than gold. Most people live a 100 days and learn nothing. They move fast but don't go far. But if you reflect, every single day becomes a classroom. Every mistake becomes a teacher, every success becomes a lesson, and guess what? That wisdom shows up in your decisions, in your relationships, in your business, and yes, in your results. Let me explain it another way. Success is not found in the dramatic, it's found in the daily. Small hinges swing big doors. You reflect today, doesn't seem like much. You reflect tomorrow, still quiet, still subtle, but do that 30 days straight. Now you've got clarity, now you've got momentum, now you're catching your errors before they grow, now you're making adjustments in real time. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons a daily. Reflection is a light discipline, but miss it, and the weight of regret starts to pile up. Let me tell you how I learned this. I was broke, not just financially, I was mentally broke, spiritually broke, and a mentor sat me down and said, Jim, you've got to start writing things down. I said, like what? He said, everything. He gave me a blank journal and said, each night write down your day, what you did, what you didn't do, what you learned. I thought it was silly at first, but after 30 days I started to notice things. I started seeing patterns. I caught bad habits forming. I saw where I was wasting time. And I started to get better, not by chance, but by intention. You see, my friend, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits, and reflection is the habit that feeds all your other habits. It feeds awareness, it feeds discipline, it feeds consistency, and over Time it feeds results. Don't just get through the day, get from the day. That's what daily reflection does. It helps you get from the day, not just through it. So here's what I want you to do tonight before the world pulls you into one more scroll, before you fall asleep with noise in your ears. Pause, sit with a pen and paper, ask yourself, what did I learn today? What did I miss? What do I need to do better tomorrow? And write it down. Not for the world to see, but for you, because when you begin to reflect, you begin to rise. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. This is one of them, a simple discipline, a quiet moment, but it holds the power to 10x your results, and the best part, you can start tonight. The major key to your better future is you. Let's dive right in, shall we? In life, there's one thing you must understand, and it's not how much money you can make. It's not about how many people like you. It's not about the car you drive or the house you live in. It's you. You see, the secret to success doesn't lie outside of you, it lies within you. If you want to get rich, don't go looking for the perfect opportunity. Go looking for the perfect yo-yo. Now we're talking about the mirror principle. This is the first step to mastering daily reflection. You've got to look at yourself not in the physical mirror, but in the mental and emotional mirror. You've got to ask yourself, who am I becoming? What do I want to achieve? Not what do I want to have. Who am I becoming? If you want the results to change, you have to change. It starts with self-awareness. It starts with knowing yourself. Here's the problem, my friend. Most people never ask these questions. They never look in the mirror and face the truth about who they really are. They're too busy chasing things, chasing success, chasing status, chasing validation. But here's the true thing. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know your strengths, your weaknesses, your blind spots, you'll never reach your full potential. Success is what you attract by the person you become. The person you become starts with the mirror, and that means you've got to own the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful. Now let me tell you something that might sting a little. You cannot improve unless you're honest with yourself. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. It's easy to lie to others. It's easy to deceive the world with a polished image, but the one person you can never deceive is you. And the power of reflection, the power of the mirror principle, lies in this self-honesty. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what did I do well? What did I miss? What are the things I could have done better? If you're not honest about these things, you'll keep living the same life you're living today, and you'll wonder why you're not making any progress. You cannot grow unless you can face the truth about where you are right now. Growth is a slow, steady process. It doesn't come from a magic formula or a 5-step plan. It comes from looking into the mirror every day and saying, here's where I am today, here's where I need to get better, here's how I can grow. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Reflection doesn't just bring awareness of what went wrong, it brings awareness of what went right. You see, growth is a combination of recognizing mistakes and celebrating victories. It's not just about pointing out where you need to improve, it's also about pointing out the areas where you've done well. When you reflect honestly, you give yourself credit where it's due, and you push yourself to improve where it's necessary. You see, when you start looking in that mirror, you start seeing yourself for who you really are, and that's the beginning of self-development. If you want to 10x your results, you've got to understand one thing: your growth determines your success. The best part of self-development, it's a lifelong journey. You're in charge now. You are responsible for your future. You are the creator of your destiny. When you look in the mirror, you're not just seeing a reflection of your face, you're seeing your potential, you're seeing your habits, your mindset, your character, and when you see those things clearly, you can start shaping them into the person who achieves greatness. The discipline of looking inward is one of the most powerful habits you can ever adopt. It might be uncomfortable at first. It might even bring up emotions you'd rather avoid, but that's where the growth happens. That's where the breakthroughs happen, because when you know yourself deeply, honestly, you know what needs to change, and once you know what needs to change, you can start making those changes every single day. So tonight, as you sit down to reflect on your day, look into the mirror. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What habits are helping me? What habits are holding me back? Be brutally honest. Look at yourself with clarity and allow that self-awareness to fuel your growth, because once you know who you are, once you know your strengths, your weaknesses, and your true potential, that's when the magic starts to happen. The more you know about yourself, the better you can build yourself. You are the only person who can truly define your life. Now let's get into something that'll change the way you look at every single day. You see, a life isn't just about going through the motions. It's not about just showing up. It's not about making it to the end of the day and saying, well, I survived. No, my friend, it's about turning every single experience you have into wisdom, 'cause Wisdom is what will carry you forward when everything else fails. Experience is not what happens to you. Experience is what you do with what happens to you. There's a big difference between experience and wisdom. Experience is something you live through, but wisdom is what you gain from living it. Now let me ask you, how many of you have had a tough day, a tough week, maybe even a tough year? We all have. Life has a way of throwing things at you, but here's the question: what did you learn from it? Because the truth is, if you don't learn from your experiences, they become nothing more than wasted time. They don't make you wiser, they don't make you stronger, they just make you tired. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is the knowledge and skills you acquire. That's the key. Your experiences, good or bad, are just raw material, but it's up to you to turn that raw material into something valuable. You have to refine it into wisdom, and this, my friend, is where the habit of daily reflection comes in. You can't just go through the day, get to the end, and expect to automatically learn something. You've got to stop, pause, think. You see, reflection isn't just about looking back, it's about learning from what you've seen, felt, and experienced. The most valuable lessons in life come from reflection. Think about it, Doug. You wake up in the morning, you go through the motions, you face challenges, you overcome them, or maybe you don't. You move through the day from one task to the next, but at the end of the day, that's when the magic happens. That's when the learning occurs. That's when you turn that experience into something greater. You reflect on what happened. You reflect on the choices you made. You reflect on the things you did well and the things you could have done better, and from there you gain wisdom. You learn from your mistakes. You grow stronger. Here's how you do it. Pause and think. It's as simple as this. Stop, look at your day, ask yourself what happened today, then ask yourself these questions: what went well today? What didn't go well? What did I learn from the challenges I faced? What will I do differently next time? Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Don't just let the day pass by without gaining something from it. If you want to tank your results, you must begin to turn every experience into a lesson. Find the lessons in the hard times. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it's easy to reflect on the good stuff. It's easy to look back at the moments you've won, but the real wisdom, the real growth comes from the tough times. You must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. When things don't go according to plan, that's when you get to learn. That's when you get to find out what you're really made of. The tough times show you where your weaknesses are. They show you where you need to improve. They teach you the lessons you need to get to the next level, but only if you choose to learn from them. Only if you reflect honestly and ask, what can I do better next time? Take action and make adjustments. It's one thing to reflect and learn, but it's another to apply what you've learned. Wisdom without action is just knowledge, and knowledge without action leads nowhere. A knowledge is not power. It's only potential power. It becomes power only when you use it. When you look back at your day, when you look back at your week, take what you've learned and turn it into a plan for improvement. Small daily adjustments, these are the things that add up. Let's take this a step further. The real power of daily reflection and learning from your experiences is the compound effect. Each day that you pause, reflect, and learn, you're putting small deposits into your personal growth account, and just like money, those deposits compound over time. Day after day, you get better. Day after day, you get wiser. Day after day, your results improve. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. If you're committed to learning from each day, you'll get better, and over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. The real goal, transformation. But here's the kicker: the ultimate goal is transformation, not just growth, not just progress. Transformation. When you learn from your days, you transform. You move from the person who makes mistakes to the person who learns from them. You move from the person who reacts to the person who responds with wisdom and clarity. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. That's the power of turning experience into wisdom. So here's your challenge tonight. When you sit down to reflect on your day, ask yourself, what lessons did today teach me? What can I do better tomorrow? How can I apply today's wisdom to create a better future? And remember this: every experience you have is an opportunity to grow. Every challenge is a chance to learn. The more you reflect, the more wisdom you'll gain, and the more wisdom you gain, the better your results will become. It's that simple. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. What if you could multiply your discipline, focus, and results just by making one small, consistent change? What if I told you that the secret to reaching your goals and achieving extraordinary success lies not in doing more, but in doing one thing with focus and intention? That one thing is daily reflection, the simple, powerful habit of looking at your day and extracting its lessons. It's this practice that will compound and transform your results in ways you can't even imagine. We all know That discipline is the key to achieving anything worthwhile. Without it we wander, we get distracted. And we never finish what we start. But discipline is not something you're born with, it's something you develop. How do you develop discipline? You do it every day in small consistent actions, and this is where daily reflection comes in. You see, when you take time at the end of each day to think, to reflect, and to plan, you're creating a powerful routine of self-control and commitment. Discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. Each time you reflect on your day, you make a commitment to yourself. You make a decision to get better, to do more, and to do it with greater discipline, and over time that daily commitment becomes a habit of discipline. Now let's talk about focus. One of the most common challenges we face in today's world is distraction. It's everywhere, right? The constant noise of life, the emails, the messages, the notifications, it pulls you in all directions. It's easy to get lost in the chaos, but here's the thing: focus is what separates the dreamers from the doors, and daily reflection is the key to developing laser-like focus. Focus is the key to productivity. If you don't focus, you'll never reach your goals. When you sit down at the end of each day and reflect, you're essentially asking yourself, what went right today? What didn't? What's working? What needs adjustment? This act of self-awareness sharpens your focus. It helps you see the areas of your life where you're off track and where you're succeeding. By taking time to reflect, you sharpen your ability to see what's truly important and put your energy into what matters most. Now let's get to the most important part: results. We all want results, don't we? We all want to achieve success in whatever we do, whether it's in our careers, our businesses, our personal lives. We all want to see progress, but the real question is, how do you get there? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. You get there with consistent effort, but that effort must be focused and aligned with your goals. Daily reflection gives you that. It helps you measure your progress every single day. It allows you to make small course-correcting adjustments that compound over time. You don't have to wait until the end of the year to see how far you've come. By reflecting every day, you can see your progress and build momentum. You can make tweaks along the way and keep moving forward. The more focused your reflection, the sharper your results will be. It's that simple. When you combine the power of daily reflection with discipline and focus, you create a compounding effect. Let me explain. It's like this: think about a small deposit. It doesn't seem like much at first, right? But when you make a small deposit every day, over time you start to see the power of compound interest. Your results grow exponentially. Daily reflection is that small deposit. It may feel like a simple act at first, just a few minutes of thought at the end of your day, but over time those small moments of reflection will build your discipline, sharpen your focus, and multiply your results. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Here's the truth: your results aren't just a reflection of what you do, they are a reflection of who you are becoming. When you reflect daily, you're not just focusing on what you did that day, you're asking yourself, who am I becoming in this process? You're developing a deeper level of self-awareness. You're becoming someone who is in control of their actions, their decisions, and their future. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the gift of self-discipline, and as you commit to this habit of daily reflection, you'll find that your focus becomes sharper and your discipline becomes stronger and your results become unstoppable. Here's your challenge: make daily reflection a non-negotiable part of your routine. At the end of each day, spend just 5 to 10 minutes thinking about the following: what went well today? What could I have done better? What did I learn? How can I improve tomorrow? It's a small habit, but it will multiply your results in ways you can't even predict. Reflection is the habit that will fuel your discipline, sharpen your focus, and multiply your results. It's a small change that leads to big success. And success, my friend, is the sum of small consistent actions taken every day. If you want to take your results to the next level, make reflection a daily habit. Because that's where the real magic happens. Have you ever stopped and wondered about the power of design? Not the kind of design you see in art or architecture, but the design of your own life. We all know that life doesn't just happen by chance, it happens by choice. And I want to ask you, what if you could take full control over that design? What if you could shape your future with your decisions today? What if you could architect your life in a way that leads to the success, happiness, and fulfillment you desire? That's the power of daily reflection. It's not just about looking back, it's about designing the future you want to live. The first step in becoming the architect of your life is to start with purpose, not just any purpose, but your purpose, the reason you do what you do every day. If you don't have a clear purpose, it's like building a house without a blueprint. It might be possible to get somewhere, but it will take a lot longer and it won't be as strong or lasting. You need a vision. Success is not To be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. That's why it's essential to take time to reflect on what you truly want. What do you want to achieve in your life? What kind of person do you want to become? What legacy do you want to leave behind? This isn't just about setting goals, it's about aligning your life with purpose by reflecting on these questions. Daily you give yourself clarity on where you're going and what it will take to get there. Let me tell you something, I truly believe your thoughts have power, but when you write them down, they become tangible, they become real. Writing down your goals, your vision, and your dreams is like creating a blueprint for your life. You're mapping out exactly where you want to go, and by doing so, you're activating your mind to start working toward those things. The discipline of writing something down is the first step toward making it happen. When you write down your goals, you make them more than just an idea in your head, you make them a commitment, and that's when your subconscious mind gets to work on helping you achieve them. Now I want to talk about how daily reflection plays into this process of design. It's simply what you do every day will determine whether or not you're on track to achieve your bigger goals. If your daily actions don't align with your larger vision, you'll never reach those dreams. But if you design each day with intention, focusing on the things that move you closer to your goals, you will inevitably achieve them. You don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. Think about it, the small actions you take today compound over time. One day of progress doesn't seem like much, but when you make the right choices every day, they add up to something far greater than the sum of their parts. If you design your days with purpose and consistency, your future will take shape before your very eyes. Your success will be no accident, it will be the result of deliberate actions taken over time. Daily reflection is the tool that helps you stay true to your blueprint. It's the check-in with yourself to ensure that you're on track. Every night when you take a moment to look back at your day, you're asking, did I align with my goals today? If the answer yes, fantastic, you've built a day that brings you closer to your dreams. If the answer is no, then tomorrow becomes your opportunity to design a better day. You're the architect of your own life, and reflection is the tool that ensures your design stays intact. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. This daily habit allows you to make adjustments. It's like fine-tuning your blueprint each day to ensure it's working when things go off course. Reflection gives you the ability to make quick changes before they derail your entire plan. Here's the beauty of it all: when you take the time to reflect daily, you start to see patterns. You start to recognize the actions that work for you, the habits that hold you back, and the behaviors that push you toward success. By doing this consistently, you design a life of success. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. As you continue to refine and adjust your daily actions, your results become more predictable. Your success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of small deliberate actions that you take every day, day after day, and eventually when you look back on your life, you'll see that your future was designed one day at a time. Your reflection helped you build a life that aligned with your purpose, your goals, and your dreams. In the end, you are the architect of your life. You are the one who holds the pen and the blueprint. Every day you make choices that either move you closer to your dreams or take you farther away. The choice is yours. You can design your future with purpose, discipline, and focus, and with daily reflection you'll build the life you've always dreamed of. One day, one decision, one reflection at a time. So I challenge you, take the pen in your hand, start designing your life, and reflect daily on the path you're creating, because your future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you design, and that design begins today.